Steve Jobs, a visionary, a disruptor, a man whose relentless pursuit of innovation changed the world forever. But behind his iconic black turtleneck and the sleek Apple devices, there is a story filled with ups, downs, failures, and comebacks that can teach us all valuable lessons. Steve Jobs was born on February 24, 1955, in San Francisco, California. He was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, who raised him in the heart of Silicon Valley. As a child, Steve had an inquisitive mind, always tinkering with electronics and exploring how things worked. His passion for technology grew during his teenage years when he met Steve Wozniak, his future co-founder. In 1974, at the age of 19, Steve Jobs embarked on a spiritual journey to India, searching for deeper meaning and purpose. He spent 7 months in the country, visiting holy places and even shaving his head. This trip had a profound impact on him, teaching him about simplicity, intuition, and the importance of inner peace. It was here that Steve learned to value simplicity, something that would later influence Apple's minimalist designs. Steve Wozniak teamed up to start Apple in 1976 from the Jobs family garage. Their first product, the Apple I, was a modest success, but the launch of the Apple II in 1977 changed everything. The Apple II became one of the first highly successful personal computers, catapulting Apple into the spotlight. By the age of 25, Steve Jobs was a multi-millionaire, but success came with its own set of challenges. In 1985, after a series of disagreements with Apple's board and then CEO John Scully, Steve was forced out of the very company he had built. It was a devastating blow. However, instead of giving up, Steve used this setback as an opportunity to reinvent himself. After leaving Apple, Steve founded Next, a company focused on producing high end computers. While Next didn't achieve the commercial success he had hoped for, the technology developed there would later become crucial for Apple's future. Around the same time, Steve took over Pixar, transforming it into the world's most successful animation studio with hits like Toy Story. His time away from Apple taught him new skills in leadership and vision, preparing him for what came next. In 1997, Steve Jobs returned to Apple. The company was on the brink of collapse, but Steve knew exactly what to do. He simplified Apple's product line, focused on design, and in 2001 launched the iPod, changing the music industry forever. Then in 2007 came the iPhone. It was revolutionary. It didn't just change the phone industry, it changed how people interacted with the world. Even as Steve's health declined due to pancreatic cancer, he continued to push boundaries. His final public appearance was at the launch of the iPhone 4S in 2011, just a few weeks before he passed away. Steve Jobs left behind not just a $1 trillion company, but a legacy of innovation and creativity that continues to inspire generations. But what made him extraordinary was his resilience, his ability to learn from failure, and his unrelenting focus on creating products that could change the world. His story teaches us to trust our intuition, embrace simplicity, and most importantly, never settle. So, what can we learn from Steve Jobs? To follow our curiosity, embrace failure, think differently, and always strive to leave the world better than we found it.